Hey YouTube, it's Scandalous Dee with another review for Scandal, Season 3, Episode 13. And let's get into it. Jake, it seems like he's doing this like solo interview, talking about how and why he's in B613, saying that, he didn't really have a family. He liked underage girls, or his dad liked underage girls, and basically saying that, once you get in this lifestyle, you just do a whole lot of, criminal things, and you really just get used to being this person. And it looks like he's talking to somebody, like he's trying to tell them, what to expect being a part of the, B613 squad. But Sally's campaign manager, he's bringing his minister to her to try to, talk to her about not confessing, not, saying anything about what she did, so she won't break down during this big debate that, her and Fitz are getting ready, to do. Millie Nichols and Fitz, they're having this prep debate. And Millie, she's just giving us Sally Langston. She sounds just like her. For a minute there, I thought she was really going to go in on Fitz, just to show that she could be president if she wanted to. But, she really didn't do that. And, Cyrus is just geeked up like, oh my God, yes. He's back. He calls Liz and says, Fitz is back on track. He's going to have a good campaign. He's going to win. He's going to be able to stay president. I'm going to be able to keep my job. And, Olivia finds out from David that Cyrus covered up, the fact that Sally killed her husband. He covered it up, and, basically she's like, oh my God, he cannot have a clean campaign now. So she goes and confronts Cyrus, and basically he says, don't tell Fitz, don't tell anybody, basically we can cover this up, we can keep it clean, he can still have a clean campaign. And she just laughs and says, you're on your own, and I really don't want to be a part of this. I want to walk in the sun. All through this episode she kept saying, I want to walk in the sun, I want to live right, I want to do things right. But we all see what happens at the end of this episode, and she laughs and says, you know what, it's so funny because here I am trying to elect, or trying to do the right thing to elect a president that is clean and everything. But no matter who gets elected, they're all murderers. It doesn't even matter. And I thought that was kind of comical because it's true. There is no such thing as clean politics, which is what we find out. Jake and Quinn, or Jake has Quinn answering phones, and she's just pissed off because she wants to be a part of B613. She also tells him, you think Olivia really cares about you. She doesn't care about you. She just fronts like she does. She doesn't care about me. This is why I'm here and not with OPA anymore. And he basically just says, continue answering the phones, not really paying her any attention. But we all know that's somewhat true. Olivia shows up at Jake's with, food, and, she says, oh, I just don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. He was like, talk to me. Why are you here? What's wrong? She was like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just pretend you sell paper. I have a regular job. Let's just pretend. He goes, okay. And he says, I sold 2 or 3, things of paper today. Business was good. She starts drinking and basically says, he says, you keep drinking like that, I'm going to take advantage of you. And then she goes, no, you won't. And then she says, take advantage of me. And he asks her, could you please run away with me? Save me. I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be command. And then she basically says, I don't want to be this person. I am either covering up murders and, just doing corrupt things. But, I can't really run away with you. But we all see that they get it on. And Sally tells Leo that she must confess, that that's the number one thing that's going to set her free. He comes to Cyrus and says, Sally wants to confess. We need to reschedule this debate or either cancel. And he goes, you can't reschedule this thing. This is a presidential debate and it must take place. So basically he calls Charlie to do a favor, to kill Sally or whatever. And Charlie tells him, oh, our boss said no more freelance work. I can't do any favors for you. And Cyrus is just pissed off. So he said, you got a problem with that, go take it up with our boss. So Cyrus goes to meet up with Jake and says, I need you to kill Sally. You know, she wants to confess. She killed her husband. You know, I really want this to kind of be put to rest. And he basically says, no, I can't do that. And he says, well, what are you talking about? You can't do this. About your predecessor, he would have been done. He would have had it done already. And you know, I'm trying to live this good life, trying to, you know, teach or show the American people that, you know, their elected officials are not murderers, that they do have legit people, and that, you know, you really don't understand it. He was like, no, you don't understand this. You are a mouse running on a wheel trying to get the cheese. You don't understand. It'll take me all day to tell you how it is to do my job. You don't know anything about being command or a part of B613, so please don't come to me with that mess. And that moment I was like, Jake is so right. And Jake is about to get down to this Publius mess. He gonna find out Sally is the one you trying to kill, but you really need to be trying to kill James, because that's the one that's digging up all the dirt about Sally and you. Sally killing her husband and you and Millie covering it up. So I knew that was gonna come out. I knew Jake was gonna figure that out. James and David, they meet up and want to bust Cyrus. He says, I just need more time. And Olivia goes to see Sally to talk about her not confessing. And Sally goes, I must confess because, you know, God hasn't talked to me. You're the devil at the doorstep. At my doorstep, and you don't know anything about being a Christian. You must confess. That's all it is to it, and I'm going to confess. So she calls Fitz and tells him about Millie and Cyrus covering, you know, the death of, and that Sally killed her husband, and says that she needs him to throw the debate. Otherwise, she's going to confess, and Cyrus and Millie are going to go to jail, and you're not going to be able to be president. She says Vermont is going further and further away, and he's basically like, no, I've been prepping for this debate. I'm not going to throw it, and you're crazy.
And how old were you when you what are you, a cop?
It said, Jake meets up with Olivia, brings her, you know, food again, and basically he says, you know, tell me something, you know, talk to me about the whole Sally thing. She says, I can't talk to you about it. I can't talk to you about it. He said, well, you know, I've done things too. You know, you tell me something, I tell you something. We don't have to be these people. We can walk into the light. Walk into the light with me. And then she goes, I can't. He goes, I know why, because you're already in the dark with Fitz. She goes, I'm sorry. He was like, no, you did your job. I should be doing mine. He goes off, he leaves, and he gets Quinn to break into OPA to get all the evidence of Sally killing her husband. And he opens up the file and get all the evidence and finds out, sure enough, James is Publius. And yeah, the Secret Service guy comes to see him. He, you know, I think is Tom or Hal, either one, and he tells him to, you know, try to kill Sally if he feels like she's about to confess during the debate. And she gets there and they have the debate, and just when, you know, it looks like she's about to confess, the gun is pointed on her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get killed. And then Fitz says something to try to throw her off, and, you know, she doesn't confess. You know, that goes pretty well. And Leo comes into Cyrus's office and makes a comment about, well, don't you hear that buzzing sound? You're getting old. You can't hear that buzzing sound? He leaves. He's just looking like, what buzzing sound? And he goes and looks in the picture, you know, of James and his baby and him. He finds out that the damn picture has been bugged. And he finds out, sure enough, James bugged, and James is the whole reason why this mess about Sally's husband is coming up. And he basically cries. He confronts him, and he cries and says, I love you. I didn't mean, I shouldn't have pimped you out. Understand, and I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry. And then Leah comes to see Fitz and says, he doesn't know the lengths they will go to keep him as president. You know, he wants to try to act like, you know, this is just a good, all they do is good, and she lets him know, no, we do a lot of bad things, and this is what we have to do to keep you president. They kiss and they do it by the window, so I'm thinking, is somebody going to see them or what that was about? She says there's no pretending, there's no Vermont, there's no clean politics. And then James comes to meet with David and the reporters, and somebody comes and kills the two reporters, and Jake comes, kills the two reporters, and fires another gun, and we don't know if Jake kill James or David. I'm thinking it's David, but you know, a lot of people think it's James. But I hear say it first. I think it's David. He's way more powerful, and he's just a dummy. He really is a dummy. And, you know, James could only do so much. David is the real reason that all that mess got so big like it did, and ended up having Cyrus to try to kill Sally. You know, so or Jake trying to kill Sally. So that's what I think happened. This is my review for the Scandal. Hope you like it. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Share it on Facebook and Twitter. We can talk about Scandal all day long on Twitter if you want to. Follow me at O's Midnight Love. That's OS_midnight_LUV. Also follow me on Instagram at DrinkMeUp21, and I will follow you back. My links for both of my Twitter and my Instagram are in the more info box, so just click the links and click follow. I love you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.